have my first ever official guest star, not just popping up in the back of a vlog cameo type thing appearing at the end of this TBR, so make sure you watch till the end to find out what's going on with that. Or read the title, it's probably in there. Hi everyone, Rosie here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I have some big plans for my July reading, so let's dive right in and you will see what I mean very shortly. The first book I'm planning to read, or rather in this case listen to, in July is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. Most of you have probably already seen stuff around on YouTube and Goodreads and stuff about Jane Austen July. I'm really excited about it. It's my first year participating, and I'll link the information down below in case you're interested. I'm gonna read Mansfield Park. It's one of the group reads. It's one of the Jane Austen books I have yet to read. I mean, I've only read 2 Jane Austen books, so to be fair, I haven't read most of them, but this one sounds cool. It's, from what I understand, about a poor cousin who's growing up with her wealthier relatives, and both because of that and because of her personality, she's a bit of an outsider. I've also seen a few things that this one looks into the source of wealth in Austen's world more closely and more explicitly than any of the other books, notably discussing the fact that all of these big families have money because they own plantations in the Caribbean. So that should be interesting. I don't know much more about this book, and I'm looking forward to diving in. I'm not going to be doing any of the other prompts for Jane Austen July this time, for reasons that will become clear soon, but because I've been so excited about reading more of her books lately, I knew I had to participate in at least the group read, and especially since it's one I haven't read. Very excited about Mansfield Park. Don't really know what to expect, but we will find out. The next book I'm planning to read is Monkey Around by Jadie Jang. This is actually an ARC that I have from NetGalley, so thank you to Rebellion and NetGalley for sending me this e-ARC, and it's going to be out on August 3rd, so I want to make sure I read it before then so I can include it in my July wrap-up and you can all decide whether you should pick it up. And I think you'll want to. I have very high hopes for this book. The protagonist of this is described on the blurb as a barista, activist, and weremonkey, and something weird is going on in San Francisco and she finds herself in the middle of it. It sounds like there's weird disappearances and supernatural murders and mayhem is on the loose, which is not helpful because she was already struggling to get her life together, and this is not going to help. This is a debut novel, but I think if the prose in this book is anywhere near as good as the writing in the blurb, it is going to be a new favorite and an author that I am watching like a hawk going forward, because I have such good feelings about this book, guys. Maybe I'm setting myself up for failure, but I just feel like I'm going to love it, and I'm so excited to read it. Then I plan on reading L'élégance de l'hérisson by Muriel Barberry. I apologize for butchering that title. My French pronunciation is not good. This is the original French version of the book that is translated into English as The Elegance of the Hedgehog. One of my goals for the year is to read 6 books in French. It is now June when I'm filming this, and I've only read 2, so I'm behind a bit. And this is going to help me move forward on that goal and also move forward in practicing my French, which is the original point of that goal. I actually read this book in English probably 10 years ago, but I remember nothing about it. So I'm really excited to find out what exactly it's all about. All I know from the description is that it's about 2 people in a sort of upscale Paris apartment building. The concierge, which I think is like the Parisian version of the building manager, and a 12-year-old girl who lives in one of the apartments, and they both, I think, seem very stereotypical on the outside and like there's nothing much going on, but of course they both have rich inner lives and things going on. So I'm excited to dive into this one and see what it's about and see if I love it more as an adult, because it didn't have a huge impact on me as a teenager. Then this is the reason I said I have big plans for July. I'm going to read The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. This is the first book in the Wheel of Time series, and it's big. I think it's like 800 pages long. I'm not great at big books, but I really want to read this one. Now, should I be starting a new series, especially one that has something like 14 books and they're all like 800 to 1,000 pages? No, definitely not. I should be working on the series that I'm already reading. But I really want to read The Eye of the World before the first season of the Wheel of Time TV show comes out later this year, and I figure I've just got to get into it. I've just got to start, and read it. And the way I'm justifying it in my head is it'll probably be at least another year before the next season. So if I like it, but I'm taking a while to get to the second, that's not the end of the world. And if I really like it and I want to rip through them, well, that's cool too. That's fine. But it's gonna be okay. I really want to try this. I don't know too much about what this book is actually about. I feel like there's 4 people who need to flee from their home because one of them is involved in a prophecy. And it's weird because I hear a lot about this series. So many of my friends on Booktube love it and have made great videos about it, and I watch those videos and I go, that sounds fantastic. I need to read this series. But I don't really know what the first book's about at all, or the series overall. So I'm really excited to find out and just see if this is a series that's for me or not. Because if it's a series for me, I want to read it. And if not, I should just figure that out now and not feel like it's looming over me for ages. But that is why this is a very short TBR for me. So I've had 4 books so far, and I have 3 more that I don't actually know what they are yet. At the end of the month, my partner and I are going to be taking a 9-day vacation to my family's cottage, which is going to be super nice and relaxing, and I'm going to have loads of reading time and loads of time to talk about books with my partner, or talk at my partner about books, as I often do. So I thought it would be really fun to ask him to come and pick 3 books for me to read. I'm going to make a reading vlog about them later in the month. Probably be like at least a month before you see it, but there'll be a reading vlog with these next 3 books coming, and let's welcome my partner in to tell us what the last 3 books I'm going to be reading this month are. Alright guys, please give a warm welcome to my partner, Bear. He's, as I've just explained, going to be picking some books for my TBR that I'm going to make a vlog with later this month, so let's hand the stage over and hear what he wants me to read.
Thanks. So, okay, I think book number 1 is called Europe Before Rome, a site-by-site tour of the Stone, Bronze, and Iron Ages. I've started watching some documentaries on Netflix about ancient Rome, and I think it would be fun for you to read something about this, then we can talk about it.
I think that's going to be really fun. That one, I think from what I remember, it's quite academic, so that'll be cool, and I can share all of the fun facts.
The second one is called Hyperfocus, the New Science of Attention, Productivity, and Creativity. And I think this would be fun because some of these like productivity books offer good advice, but some of it's a little bit gimmicky or just impractical, where it's like, you know, oh, it's easy, you can free up so much time, just offload all this tedious stuff to your employees. And
I hate that one that they always give of like, just check your email twice a day, check it in the morning and after lunch or something. It's like, well, great, but then I've got my manager calling me because it's like, hey, I sent you an urgent thing, why aren't you checking it? It's like...
Right. And you can only do that if you're like the CEO or whatever.
Exactly. Those of us with people above us can't just ignore things.
Yeah, so it will be fun to see how much of that is like actually helpful, how much of that is just gimmicky. So
and it's not at all because I'm just a very distracted person who never properly focuses on anything, and he wants me to get more focused.
No, not that at all. So the last one I think would be kind of fun is called The Soul of an Octopus, a surprising exploration into the wonder of consciousness. Octopuses are just interesting. Crazy biology diverged from us so long ago. I just find that stuff cool, and I think you will find it cool too.
I'm sure I will. And I can't remember if it's this one or another one that my sister has been telling me to read for years. So finally, I will give in to all of the octopus fanatics in my life and...
Join us.
I will join the octopi. But that one sounds really exciting. I'm really looking forward to learning more about them and... all of their tentacliness. Alright, thank you so much for picking these out. Like I said, there's gonna be a vlog later, and I think I'm gonna pull him in and make him show up in the vlog where I talk about these books. So hopefully that'll be fun, and I think he's picked some really good books for me to read. Alright, so that is my entire July TBR. Like I said, it's not very big compared to most of my TBRs, but I'm really trying to focus down and read a few big books. Mansfield Park, even though I'm listening to the audiobook, is like 500 pages. Monkey Around is like 400 pages. Eye of the World, as I said, is I think 800 pages. Plus I've got those 3 that my partner picked out and a French book. I think that's gonna be lots of reading for a month. And I'm trying to really train myself to not feel the need to add more books and to get to some of the longer ones that I'm also excited about. That is it from me today. Let me know down below, what are you planning on reading in July? I'm so excited to hear about it. And if you liked this video, please leave it a like down below. If you would like to see more of my videos, please hit subscribe, and thank you for watching.